You know, one of the most fun things I do in a day is I send out emails almost every morning with the title Woot Woot, which is funny because it's something I would never say. You are now a contracted Medicare provider. And so as I'm helping these clinicians become contracted Medicare providers, I'm getting them an individual P10. I'm getting their business a P10. If they don't have the organizational MPI, I'm doing that before this. The exciting part is getting that number issued, getting the contract. But I realize therapists are like, okay, awesome. Now what do I do? Where do I go from here? So absent the discussion about compliance and regulatory issues that I'm going to defer to Nancy Beckley on, I want to talk about the practical next step. What is it that you actually do next? So the next thing is we have to figure out there are 3 ways to submit a claim to Medicare in general. How are you going to submit claims for that first Medicare beneficiary you get? You have the PTAN, personal and group, but now if we treat a patient, how do we submit a claim to Medicare? And so that's where we're going to go through 3 options. We've got the clearinghouse option. Now, my preferred clearinghouse, and I have no affiliation, no connection, I don't get a kickback or anything, is Office Ally. I love Office Ally. It's easy to use. They have a free integrated software called PracticeMate, which is a software that allows you to create a patient claim. It integrates with the clearinghouse. It's what I refer to as a patient accounting software. It's totally free to use if you use Office Ally as your clearinghouse. It allows you to print CMS 1500s either in black and white or on the pre-printed red forms. They have a free HIPAA compliant email feature within PracticeMate, and they have a couple other great little add-ons that are either free or you can upgrade to a paid version. But basically, if you're submitting less than 11 claims a month, so let's just say 10 claims or less, to a federal payer like Medicare and no other claims to any commercial payer, you can do it 100% for free through Office Ally, the clearinghouse. Now, there are other clearinghouses out there. I encourage you to go and research them. It's a little hard to find information, but Availity is another one that's really popular. Availity works with Blue Cross Blue Shield and other payers. There's Ability and several others that are out there. But a clearinghouse, just so you understand, is simply a website. It's a company that takes your claim information and sends it out to the payer. It makes sure that your claims are accurate, that at least from a technical perspective, there's nothing wrong with the claim. It sends a clean claim to the payer. And then depending on how you're set up, if the payer processes the claim, sends back a report to the clearinghouse with the payment amounts, then that information comes back to you as the provider. So a clearinghouse is option number 1. Office Ally is free for 10 or less claims a month per provider, or I think it's $35 a month per provider if you do more than 10 claims a month to a federal plan. What other options are there? So you can, in some states, submit your first Medicare claim directly through the Medicare MAC portal. Now, sometimes you can't get a MAC portal login until you have a payment. You can't get a payment until you submit a claim, so you're kind of stuck in this limbo. If you call the EDI department, they might be able to set you up with the MAC portal login before you get your first Medicare claim process. I'm going to leave that up to you. Not all Medicare MACs have a portal that will allow you to create a claim. Florida, for example, has SPOT, S-P-O-T. You cannot submit or create, I should say, a claim using the SPOT system. But here in Ohio, we have CGS. I can create a claim through CGS. I know NGS Connects will allow you to do it. Novitisphere allows you to do it, and several other MACs. So go ahead and do a little research. Even if you just call your MAC customer service and ask them about their portal, and if you can create a claim directly on the portal, that is an option. It's free. The problem with that is you don't have the accounting piece. So you can create the claim and submit the claim, but you have no way to track payment. You have no way to create a secondary claim or a patient invoice if you need. That's where the first system, which is Office Ally with PracticeMate, PracticeMate is a full accounting software system for patient claim generation, patient claim tracking, invoicing, things like that. And then finally, your EMR. Now, if you choose to use an EMR that has a fully integrated system, HelloNote, for example, will allow you to do your documentation, generate a patient claim, and it integrates directly with Ability, the clearinghouse, or you can generate an electronic claim file, export it from HelloNote, and send it to a different clearinghouse if you choose to work with somebody else. I know that Office Ally will allow you to upload the file format that HelloNote will export. So the beauty of that is you have your documentation, you have your patient accounting, you have everything bundled into one system. Of course, it gets more expensive because you're going to pay the HelloNote monthly fee, you're going to pay the Office Ally or Ability monthly fee. But at the end of the day, when you look at how much total time savings it's producing relative to doing it yourself, probably worth paying the money. Now, that takes us to how much volume are you doing? Are you mostly a cash-based provider who does a couple Medicare visits a week? If so, it might not be worth investing in a more expensive EMR that has a full integration. You can still even submit a paper claim, a paper CMS 1500 form to Medicare if you're an outpatient provider who has a certain level of you're below a certain threshold for a number of employees and maybe number of claims generated. I have to double check that. But there are options. So once you get your Medicare contract in place, you have your Medicare PTAN for you and your business. The next step is figuring out how are you going to generate a claim. One note of interest, if you do decide to go through your EMR or through a clearinghouse, you will have to submit an EDI application. Depending on which clearinghouse you use, go to them for the EDI application because there's going to be information from the clearinghouse that you're going to need to enter on that EDI application. There's going to be a submitter ID and a couple other things you need from your specific clearinghouse. So go to them, they'll help you get set up. It's usually a 1 or 2 page enrollment. It's not a big deal, but then you will be ready to start submitting those claims to Medicare. So that's what's next. Guys, I wish you the best of luck. I'll catch you on the next video.